The family of a former professional footballer is calling for more research and better care for players who may have suffered brain injuries caused by heading the ball. Ernie Moss, who's Chesterfield's all-time leading goalscorer, now has a degenerative brain condition and can barely speak.
Well, his family is convinced it's because of repeated blows to the head during his career. And they've now joined the family of former Notts County star Jeff Astle in demanding... Katie Oscroft reports.
More than just a face in the crowd, Ernie Moss is a club hero at Chesterfield. He had 3 spells here in the 70s and 80s.
Looking for Moss. Oh, fine goal.
But the onset of dementia means match day is now the only time Ernie Moss leaves home.
Oh, I love taking him to the matches just to see, you know, how much he enjoys it. People always stop him. You know, always waving, "Hi, Ernie." Everybody at the club knows the situation, so that, you know, they're all aware. So there's, you know, they're very adaptable to him.
That's you? Yeah.
Other footballers from the generation of Ernie Moss are in care homes with similar conditions. The FA says it's jointly funding more research into links between brain injuries and heading the ball. But footballers' families want more.
There are so many professional footballers from that era who have dementia or who've died from brain tumours. I know lots, absolutely lots, of Ernie's colleagues and friends.
There's been research done. I think they're gathering together again to try and do more research, and obviously for the PFA we are there to help the former members. Quite a few former players are getting in touch with the PFA, and obviously we're there to try and help.
The family of Ernie Moss know his condition will get worse.
When I hear back interviews that he's done in the past, that proper, you know, that has me in floods of tears.
We like to play football. It's probably going to be a clash of styles.
He looks exactly the same, and, you know, like at the match he was sat cuddling me, and, you know, it's still my dad. It's the loss of who he was.
How convinced are you that it was football that did this in the end?
I'm totally convinced. Speaking to other families, so many.
Finishes it off.
Research may take time, and whilst it's going on, the families of footballers suffering from dementia want the game's authorities to fund the care that they need now. Katie Oscroft, ITV News, Chesterfield.
Well, Luke Griggs from the brain injury charity Headway joins us now. Luke, tell us more about why more research is needed. What do we already know about the link between heading a football and brain injuries, and what do we hope to find out?
Well, for many years now, we've known of the link between the cumulative effect of repeated blows to the head, such as those suffered by boxers, for example, and increased susceptibility to neurological degenerative conditions such as Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. What we don't quite know is the extent to which this impacts on footballers of a previous generation who were heading heavy leather balls. Increasingly we're finding more research is coming to light, as well as a number of former players who are speaking out about the conditions they're currently living with. But certainly more research is needed.
In some ways, I'm quite surprised that we're still talking about this, and we've covered stories like Ernie Moss, like Jeff Astle, many times over the years. Should more have been done about this earlier on, do you think?
Absolutely. You know, we work quite closely with the Jeff Astle Foundation and Jeff's family. And families like this absolutely deserve answers to find out whether or not their loved ones' sport, their pastime, their jobs actually contributed to the situations they're living with now. And we're talking about 2002 when Jeff was diagnosed, and promises were made then about urgent research, and here we are 15 years later and very little has been done, and that can't be right.
We talk about historic injuries, heavy footballs, you know, that happens in the 50s, 60s, 70s or whatever. What's the situation now with people who might have children who play football now heading a much lighter football? Is there still a danger, or have things moved on completely?
Well, concerningly, we simply don't know. There hasn't been the research to show what the damage could be heading lighter footballs in today's game. And that will provide concern to parents, and they urgently need reassurance. But it's got to be based on science, and it doesn't exist at the moment. So we have seen calls for bans on heading on under 10s, for example, but it'd be very difficult to implement such a rule without evidence. And if you do so on an arbitrary age, or say 10s, are we then giving false confidence to parents of 12 and 13-year-olds who are saying that that's actually safe for them to head a football? We simply don't know, and urgent research is needed.
OK, we have to leave it there. Luke Griggs from the brain injury charity Headway, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Time is coming up to 13 minutes past 6. You're watching ITV News Central for the East Midlands.